Hello my friends, this is Andre, your personal trainer. In today's video I will discuss important things I write in my book. If you ever watched a greyhound race, you have seen it, the mechanical rabbit. It's a small, fuzzy lure that zips around the track just a few feet ahead of the pack. Those dogs run with every ounce of strength they have, lungs bursting, muscles straining, convinced that if they just push a little harder, they will finally catch it. But they never do. The rabbit is programmed to stay exactly 3 feet ahead, no matter how fast the dogs run. In our modern lives, more is that mechanical rabbit. We see this at the highest levels of success. John D. Rockefeller, once the richest man in the world, was famously asked how much money was enough. His answer: just a little bit more. If the wealthiest man on earth felt he was missing that little bit, what hope do we have using the same mathematics? This is the poverty of wanting. You can have $1 million in your bank, but if your heart is focused on that second million you don't have, you are, for all practical purposes, poor. Science calls this the hedonic treadmill. It's our tendency to quickly return to the stable level of happiness despite major changes. You know, you get a raise. For 2 weeks you feel like a king. Then the new normal sets in. The excitement evaporates. You start noticing your neighbor's newer car. We think we are chasing a destination, but we are actually just feeding a habit. We've been conditioned to believe that the current version of our life is just a waiting room for the better version coming once we acquire more. My friends, the tragedy is that it treats your current life like a rough draft. You don't enjoy the coffee in your hand or the walk in the park because you're living in a permanent state of not yet. Imagine you buy a new reliable used car. Imagine you buy a reliable used car. For 3 days you're thrilled. Then your neighbor pulls in with a brand new top-of-the-line SUV. Suddenly your car feels like a bucket of bolts. The seats feel stiff, the engine sounds loud. Nothing actually changed about your car in those 5 minutes. What changed was your perspective. This is an ancient struggle. Even the Bible talks about it with Cain and Abel. Cain had everything he needed to survive, but he was miserable because he looked sideways at his brother and eventually killed him. As Proverbs 14:30 says, envy rots the bones. Keep that in mind. Most people would rather make 50,000 if others make 25,000, rather than make 100,000 if others make 200,000. This is crazy. It's not about the bank balance, it's about status. We don't want to be comfortable, we want to be better off, ahead of everyone. Success often makes the wanting worse because it gives you a higher vantage point to see all the things you still lack. It's like drinking salt water to quench your thirst. But here's the secret: learning to want less feels exactly the same as gaining more. Think about the math of your soul. If you have 10 units of stuff but you want 100, you feel a deficit. But if you have those same 10 units and you decide you only want 8, you suddenly have a surplus. By shrinking your want, you instantly increase your wealth without earning a single extra dollar. This isn't deprivation, it's sovereignty. To win the game of more, you have to stop playing it. You have to decide where your enough point is, the place where your needs are met and your soul is quiet. Here's a practical tool to try: the 48-hour wait and see rule. Next time you feel that urgent need for something new, a gadget, a pair of shoes, a subscription, write it down and wait 2 days. Often the want is just a temporary flicker. The world defines gaining as adding things, but true richness comes from subtraction. For example, subtract the need for approval and gain confidence. Subtract the need for constant more and gain time. Subtract the noise of comparison and gain peace. Stop being a hunter who is always hungry. Start being a guest at the feast that has already begun. Thanks for watching, my friends. Peace be with you, and don't forget to subscribe and press all the buttons available.